lovely world. I know this may sound like a controversial topic to talk about in today's vlog, but the fact of the matter is that I want to talk about this because a lot of you, not a lot of you, I should say, there's a good amount of individuals out there who think that this isn't a sport. And I want to just say that I believe it is. Now, I would never do this, even if I could go back in time and tell my younger self to do this, I wouldn't do it. But next life, that's a whole nother story. I'm not going to dive into what I want to happen in my next life, because I've already gone over that. But I want to talk about cheerleading. Now, cheerleading to me is a sport. And I want to go into details of why I believe it's a sport. And I'm not talking about, college football cheerleading or professional cheerleading, because those are just dancers, really. I mean, sure, some college football cheerleaders do stunts and stuff like that. And you may consider it as a sport in college. But I'm talking about high school cheerleading. Because let's look at the facts here. And you can disagree with me all you want. Cheerleading has contact. It has stunts. It has competition. It has all of the things that check the box of an actual sport. Like basketball, contact, competition. Football, contact, competition. Ice hockey, contact, competition. All of these sports, all of the sports that you watch, whether it's the NFL, MLB, ice hockey, NBA, college football, all of those are classified as sports. But no one ever talks about cheerleading as a sport. And you may all disagree with me on this topic, but look at the facts. You compete to win titles in cheerleading. You have contact in cheerleading. You have injuries in cheerleading. You have, all of the things that professional sports have. Cheerleading has just the same things that, professional sports or even college sports have. If you're talking about baseball, if you're talking about basketball, ice hockey, anything, any type of sport out there, even soccer has contact and competition. Cheerleading is just as much a sport as any other sports in the world that we watch on TV or that we've played when we were younger, whether it was soccer or basketball or football or baseball or softball or whatever sport you think you've played or you've watched on TV. Cheerleading is the exact same thing. Even dodgeball is a sport, and I'm not even going to go into detail on that. Look, I believe cheerleading is a sport, and you don't have to agree with me on this. I'm just stating things that are true. In professional sports or in any type of sport, there are injuries. The same thing could be said about cheerleading. The same thing could be said about how there's contact and there's competition in cheerleading. I'm not sure why there are so many individuals out there that don't believe that it's a sport, when it clearly, every single thing that you can think of that a professional sports team has done, you can do the exact same thing in cheerleading. And I know I've talked about this many times on this channel before, and it just doesn't make sense to me why there's a lot of individuals like myself out there who believe cheerleading is a sport. Because you have a coach, you have individuals who are, I'm not saying they're players, But cheerleaders, whether it's a male cheerleader, a female cheerleader, whatever you are in the cheerleading world, it is a sport. 100% a sport. And yet, constantly, time and time again, everyone disputes that it's not a sport. It's clearly a sport. I mean, you look at volleyball, that could be considered a sport. You look at tennis, that's a sport. You look at golf, that's a sport. I mean, there's just so many things out there that are sports. And yet, when it comes to cheerleading, there are so many people that disagree that it's not a sport. When clearly, if you look at all of the things that cheerleaders do during a football game, or during a basketball game, or whatever, it is a competition between two schools or numerous amounts of schools competing to win a championship or a title of some sort. I mean, they even have a whole thing in Florida where they compete to win a title. And in any sport that you watch on TV or that you play, you get some sort of a trophy. And the same thing could be said about cheerleading. You get a trophy for competing against another high school, another college, or numerous amounts of college, or numerous amounts of high schools around the world. And to me, it makes no sense why it cannot be a sport. Every single thing that happens in cheerleading can easily, and I'm not trying to compare them like they're the same thing. You compete, you have contact, you have injuries, you have all of those things that every single sport in the world. And yet, when it comes to cheerleading, you all think it's not a sport. I made a strong case that in this video that cheerleading is it should be called a sport. And that's all I want to discuss today. I know I probably spat like a million times in this video, and I apologize if I spat and you saw spit come out of my mouth. But I'm just trying to make a point here. And I want to wish two individuals a happy birthday today, and that is whose birthday? It was Byron Talbot and Maddie Welburn's birthday from YouTube that I've watched over the years. And Byron's a chef. And what else? And anyone else who has a birthday on this 14th day of September, happy birthday to you. And I will see you on the middle of the month. We're already today's the 14th day. Tomorrow is the middle of September, which means that September is almost half over. And it's going to be Halloween month before we even know it. We only have 16 days until October. That's it. Just 16 days until October 1st. I don't know what's going to happen in October. I mean, obviously I know that I'm going to be watching a horror film every single day of the month. But other than that, I really don't know what's going to happen in October next month. This will be my 4th year of doing Vlogtober. And then my 4th year of doing Vlog-ember. Excuse me. Which is vlog every day in October and vlog every day in November. And then I'm going to be doing Vlogmas again this year for the 4th year in a row. And we'll see where things go. Other than that, like I said, I will see you tomorrow. You all know the drill. Keep real. Bye-bye.